Howdy all, it's Stained Texas here, back with Solasta, Crown of the Magister, and I think we're entering the city of turncoats, shapeshifters, and possible lizard people. At least that's what I interpreted from the discussion I had with the merchant. I don't know how bad it's going to be in there, but I assume that given how much this game has sort of hyped up the infiltration specialities of the Soraks, we're now going to get a chance to see that in action. Since nothing too overt has happened in Caer Kiflin. But who knows? There could be some really nasty stuff happening here. Who knows? Who knows? The legend of the lizard people continues on. Here we go. Alright. We got a fireplace at the entrance. The music is uncomfortable, I dare say.
Seek entrance to our fair valley?
Yes,
What?
we do.
Was that a voice crack?
Sergeant Nickenen in the guardhouse.
Oh,
Thank you.
sweet
Clear
lord.
skies.
Stay in the light.
I don't know how anyone can do that voice and not laugh.
Good day. I'm Sergeant Nickenen, Officer of the Day. What business brings you to Copperan?
Well, Sarge, we found something of yours on our way here.
Of mine? What exactly?
Here they are, Sarge.
The ring, the badge, insignia. The man who wore those was of middling height. Broad shoulders, dark hair, and a broken nose. Am I right?
Correct. You knew him then?
He broke his nose after an exchange of views behind the barracks. Raoul tried to headbutt his basic training instructor. That was me. Now
Hey.
tell me, what happened to my good friend Raoul?
First, please accept our sincere condolences.
Thanks. Now tell me where, when, how, and who.
2 days ago. It was at a small camp in some Manacolan ruins. He was found almost dead by the caravan people. They tried to heal him, and then some travelers in the caravan rushed in to kill your friend and the guards Master Gala had posted.
And no idea who those guys were?
No, Sarge, they look like common mercs to me.
Did Roald say anything to you?
It was too late for him.
Dire news. Listen, go and speak to the Synod. Tell him everything.
Of course. Yeah,
The Synod?
it's an
The
interesting title.
Synod is the ruler of the Vale of Copperan.
And where is the Synod?
You can find him at the town hall at this hour. Give him this note from me and tell him exactly what happened. Here, my signature on the letter from Gala. Take it to Master Warmhearth at the general store. And here's a note for the Synod.
Stay in the light.
The animations are not impressive.
Is this Baron really a dwarf? Are there dwarf? I can't call a dwarf my lord, can I?
Oh wow, and she's racist. How good. Oh, wonderful. Oh.
Sounds wrong.
Oh. You're gonna make me escorting you even more of a pain in the ass. Why, I can't call a dwarf a lord. They're inferior. As if one didn't have as easy a time hating elves before. Sorry, I'm just sort of exploring around the town. But let's go to this guy before we go to the Cynod. Because I think this is the other because I want to get rid of this woman because she annoys me. So I think this is the other quest.
Well met, what can we do for you on this fine morning?
Clear skies to you.
No.
Master Golden Tongue sent this letter.
Dang it.
Of course.
I like how she's just sitting there in the background.
Yes. Master Goldentongue's instructions are quite clear. Here's your money, and here's a receipt to sign. Would you be interested in sampling our wares?
What do you sell?
Yeah, that'd be a good thing, especially since I now know about the spellbook problem. Oh, the annoying spellbook problem. Get rid of the chainmail. Get rid of the crossbow. Yeah, I don't need all that. Okay. I might consider splurging for some full plate armor, but you know, it's pretty expensive, and it wouldn't be that big of an upgrade. I don't know. Seems a bit much. Let's go see this Senard. Introduce ourselves. Yep, here we go.
Clear skies. Joris Nickerman says you have an interesting story to tell.
Oh, and what a
Clear skies
tale
to you,
indeed.
my lord. Well, it all began when we came upon this caravan. Go on.
Okay, we're gonna skip over the details because we already heard it. Yes.
Military matters I usually leave in the more than competent hands of the Baron. But Nickerman sent you to me. You see, he is a rarity in the Stonefist Mercenary Company, the one old hand who was born here. We have known each other almost all our lives. He is the reason Stonefist came to our aid during the Orc invasion. And he sent you to me? That's odd. Why did you come to Koparan?
Yeah, Orc invasion?
Orc invasion?
Happened about 15 years ago. Several tribes got together, whipped to a frenzy by a shaman. They hit us hard and opened a breach, got a foothold in the outer works, and were about to hit the town. Then Gromnir hit them from behind, and they were between hammer and anvil.
And your voice volume suddenly raised.
The
Wow.
Stonefist Mercenary Company? Our military force, since they helped us repel the Orc invasion.
Who's Stonefist?
Gromnir Stonefist, founder of the Stonefist Mercenary Company. That doesn't answer my question.
Our current mission is to escort Lady Cathaela. Copran was the seat of her family before the Cataclysm.
And Lady Cathaela is on a nostalgia trip?
Far from it. One of her ancestors left family heirlooms hidden in the fortress.
We're just
Among
gonna-
those heirlooms, we hope to find clues about the next stage of our quest.
Old elven nobility. I am sure I have never seen you before, Lady Cathaela. So tell me something about Koparan that a newcomer or even a casual visitor can't know.
In a side valley, there is an imperial mausoleum of Lanarak, home of the honored dead.
What's Lana Arak?
A very particular
And why did you say it
kind of
differently?
marble. Very precious. The traditional stone for the honored dead.
A place of remembrance?
Yes, for the honored dead who fell in battle for the Empire.
There is indeed an ancient imperial mausoleum in a side valley, sealed off since the fall of Manacalon. Not many know of it. Thank you, my lady. I am convinced. As for the rest
Really?
of you said you were sent by the Legacy Council. We see a lot of council agents on their way to the Badlands, and they bring a lot of rumors. So tell me, is there any truth to the rumor that the Soraks are back?
Yes, and they are as nasty as legends made them.
Can they truly possess others?
Not possess, exactly. What they do is worse, if you believe the tales that the Paladins of Einar recovered from their archives.
Ooh, yes.
Do me a favor. Walk around our city, talk to the people. Then report your impressions to Sergeant Nickerman. Not a word about what you told me, though.
Ah, dang it.
Clear skies to you, Sinard.
I kinda... Let's...
This town is really dirty.
Oh, good, good. It looks fine. It looks a totally fine town. There isn't any shit in the streets. people here look fine and well, healthy. What? Ah. You know, sometimes I play elves in games, but it is a rare thing when I meet an elf in a game, meet a character, and I don't somehow by the end of the game want to strangle them. It's a pretty impressive achievement, if you ask me.
It's rather silly, really, this young man. He asked me for a specific design so he could propose.
So, he probably gambled the money away.
Not him. Straight arrow. On the fast track to sergeant or higher. I asked around.
So, where is this paragon of yours?
Consigned to guard duty. A whole week. And that just on his return from patrol.
What is happening? I didn't really understand that conversation. Only because we only got part of it. But I think I was missing some context there. I'm sure you viewers will have spotted more than I.
Sergeant, when can I see my Eric? He is due some liberty.
Lass, I already told you. He's assigned to guard duty.
A whole week of it? And that after 2 weeks on patrol? No. He just doesn't want to see me anymore.
Now, lass, don't you fret. It's not that at all. The old man has his whole patrol on guard duty in the basement ever since they came back. Something's up. Whatever it is, it can't be good.
Uh-huh. Oh-ho, oh-ho, oh-ho. And the picture becomes ever clearer. By the fact that I didn't understand a word of the first conversation. I'm understanding others. Wah-ha.
Well, mate, what can we do for you on
You
this
had
fine morning?
You had another exclamation part amongst your head.
We should go.
Pleasure doing business with you. Stay in the light.
I'm not sure I'm supposed to talk to him yet. So let's keep wandering town as we find these rumors.
Huh, the Senard's hopping mad.
Why's that?
The whole week he's been waiting, and still no meeting with the Baron.
Well, that's weird. Usually they meet every day at least. Like an old couple, the two of them.
We did find reference to the fact that he found it very unusual that we were sent to meet him and not the Baron. Perhaps he... Well, there's really two options here. He either suspects that his government's been compromised by Soraks, or he is a Sorak trying to compromise the government. Either way, sounds pretty bad. Sounds pretty unfortunate. Oh, I guess that was the only other one that I saw. So I guess we will talk to him. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it when games have intrigue like this. At the very least, it keeps the mind going, keeps the mind turning. Even if you guess wrong, it can still be fun.
Well, mate, what can we do for you on this fine morning?
The Senard sent us to talk to you. Anything unusual in the last days?
Well, the Baron came back with a bunch of prisoners. Highwaymen, apparently. I'm wondering why they didn't hang them on the spot.
Hanging, eh? Would that be the normal practice?
Yes. You don't need that many prisoners to make them talk, if you ask me.
We should go.
Well, there is a hanging square right there in the background. See, right there. That's what that is. They even left an old boot there because they couldn't be bothered to clean up. Yes. Find the second clue. Ah, the tavern staff. Just tells you, huh? Alright.
Mistress Mildred, the brewer wants to know when to bring the next delivery of ale. He doesn't want it to go stale. He has his reputation to consider.
If only the Stone Fist had let its thirsty patrol out on leave as usual. But now, we've only got the regulars and the ale's not moving too far.
Oh god, that
Two empty barrels.
that's not working. The accent's not working.
Right now.
Oh my god. They do some weird voices in this game. Alright, we're gonna find the sergeant. Who's standing next to the gallows. Isn't that fun? Isn't that not ominous in the slightest? Hey friend. What's up?
Well met again.
Just,
so,
that's
you've
where
had
she
a
decides to
chance
sit.
to walk around the city and hear what people are saying. So, what do you think?
Something is wrong. Soldiers back from a patrol denied leave, posted to guard duty instead of visiting the tavern.
The story with the highwaymen is also weird. Why keep them prisoner? Normally the penalty is clear and swift. On the frontier, you don't feed idle people, particularly not scum like highwaymen. At best, you put them to work. At worst, they become fertilizer.
There are two things I didn't mention in our last conversation. Things about Roald and the Baron.
What about Roald?
When you told me of Roald's death and returned his personal effects, I was speechless. Not out of grief, but because not a week before, Roald had come back from patrol.
You mean one of them is not who he seems?
Oh. Well. There's a tip-off.
What about the Baron?
I've known him for 20 years. I was a founding member of the company. Now, for the first time in 10 years, I am Officer of the Day, posted here, and that's not all. For the last 10 years, he's always called me Joris. Now, all of a sudden, it's back to Nicanen. Something's wrong. I can feel it.
So,
Questions, Sarge?
The Synod mentioned your mission. He and I go back a long way. So, go to see the Baron and tell him your heirloom story. I know what his normal reaction would be. So come back and we can compare notes. And if I were you, I wouldn't mention Roald, the caravan, or anything else.
seems
Clear
smart.
skies to you.
Seems smart to me. Looks like we got ourselves an infiltrator. Or he's the anyways, the point is, sometimes in these kind of things, you'll be in a situation where you get overly paranoid. You're kind of like, who do we trust? Who's the real liar? Sometimes you just gotta put your foot down and make a call. You know what I mean? There is nothing quite as valuable to a potential infiltrator. There's nothing quite as valuable as hesitation. It's when you don't know what you're trying to accomplish, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know who to trust, that's when they thrive. If you start making decisions, playing the game, being an active participant in the events,
Greetings, adventurers.
you're more likely to
Sergeant
catch them in
Nicholas
something.
says you want to see me on some urgent matter?
Yes, it concerns our traveling companion, Lady Cathaela.
Then let her speak for herself.
My lord, before the cataclysm, this valley was in the care of my family. Alas, only a few of us managed to survive, and none at all in the valley.
A sad tale, my lady, but not uncommon. Those were dire times.
My father passed away recently. Upon his deathbed, he mentioned some family heirlooms left in a hidden room somewhere in the fortress. With your leave, my lord, I would like to search for this hidden room and retrieve my family's belongings.
Out of the question. This is my castle, and all in it belongs to me. Now begone, and be glad that, as a guest, You are protected by our customs. Otherwise, your impudence would land you in the dungeon.
That's extremely harsh. Also,
He's rude, but he's a dwarf after all.
what the heck? That was not just rude. That was outright hostile.
Ah, you're back. How did the audience go?
Clear skies. Well, he didn't imprison us, just threw us out.
Just threw you out. That's not like him at all.
Oh? He's not always so generous to strangers?
No. Just pragmatic and smart.
Pragmatic?
It would be cheaper to let you find the heirlooms under close escort. He'd demand a fee, but it's easier than having to search for himself.
Smart?
Of course, smart. If we assume Lady Kithaela's story is true, then arresting her or coercing her could have drawn the ire of an elven clan. A pretty stupid move for stuff which might only have sentimental value. So
Yeah, it's
not like Gromnir at all.
Fine. What do you suggest?
Let me make some preparations. You go back to him tomorrow as envoys of the Legacy Council.
Is a nice dwarf.
Oh well, I'm glad he has your approval. I found it interesting how she seemed to have it all put together there in her brain, but now she seems back to more, I don't know, in like simplistic manners of speaking. Kind of makes you wonder what her brain is doing, you know? 1,000 years of sleep, it's probably not healthy for anyone. And she seemed pretty out of it for a while. Which is why I was so shocked she seemed so not out of it. Oh, fuck. That's terrible. That's piercing.
We'd like to stay for the night.
Sure, get settled.
Alright, we're gonna stay for the night. We're gonna see what horrors will be brought upon us. Oh yeah, counterspell. We need to be prepared for some wizards. Protection from energy. This is the big one, though. This is the one we desperately need. Burning hands. Yeah, that's perfectly adequate. Let's do that. I like it. I like it all. Healing word. Sure, let's go with that. Alright. Let's head off. See what horrors await us. What treacheries abound. What skullduggery might we find in the shadows? Yes. This could be very ugly.
Sergeant Niconin, why are you bringing these people to me again?
My lord, they showed me credentials that I thought you should see.
Credentials? What do credentials have to do with Lady Kithaela's claims?
My lord, we are deputies of the Legacy Council.
And the Legacy Council interferes in Copperan's affairs?
Quite the contrary, my lord. The Council would appreciate Copperan's help.
Why didn't you say so yesterday?
We do not flaunt our allegiance unless there is need, my lord.
Lady Kithaela has agreed to help the Council in a delicate and vital matter.
And what is that?
Historical research.
Those baubles have some historical value?
We believe so, my lord. We wouldn't be here otherwise.
Then why not just say so?
Confidential matters are best handled confidentially, my lord.
Then, shall we search for these heirlooms together? I shall escort you, and we'll inventory the historical items.
we can discuss a reasonable share for the keep.
That would be more than fair, my lord.
Then please, lead the way. Where should we start?
In the basement, my lord.
Let's go then. Nikonin, you were right to bring them to me. Now back to your post.
Yes, my lord.
I suspect he sees an opportunity to get plants to the Legacy Council. Well, if we're gonna walk into an ambush, I hope Nikonin has got us a way of pulling us out of the fire. Magical ambushes, even for experienced parties, can be hard to deal with. It's part of why I have Counterspell open. I'ma take it. Books are books. If they can get, like, all kinds of things triggered at once, it wouldn't matter how high level you are, you can get fucking bodied.
Here. This is the place.
And so near the dungeons. How subtle. And fitting. Please, Lady Kateya, before we inventory your heirlooms, there is something I wish to show you. You will find it interesting, hopefully.
Is that the Baron?
Now we shall all have a nice long chat together.
And you will give me that crown.
Unfortunately, it's a bit soon of you to be making such demands, I'm afraid. Something about you all dying, I'm sure. Yep, and here's Nikonin. A bit on the... dash up here so we can get the archer. I can handle these guys at the front. Whee! And I'm sure that was painful. Nothing quite like busting out all your high-level spells to deal with a bunch of punks, isn't it? It's just so much fun. Oof. I hope that hurt. Oy. You have to do better than that, friend. Well, that's a little bit better, I'm sure. I wonder if I can actually... Ha! I can! I totally can! Okay. Oh. Come on. Anyways, apparently... I don't have any arrows in my inventory. Good. Great. Thanks. I should have prepared that, obviously. Okay. Dash for it. Alright. Do your thing. Do your murder thing. Yeah, I like that.
You can't win!
That was not your finest work, Infiltrator. Aha. Now the real meat's coming in.
Well struck.
More! More! Yeah! There you go. Now the Soraks coming out of the woodworks. That's fine. They're not gonna make it in time to stop us. Let's go... No, that's not what I was trying to do. Well, shit. We're gonna have to try and stun him. That works. Alright, and we're gonna get out. Make sure there are no Soraks in this direction that can murk her. Ooh. Owie. Let's see here. First of all, get shanked. Like that. Second of all, incoming reinforcements. Where are they all coming from? Yeesh. We're gonna get a branding smite next time. Gonna be good. Another magic missile to finish this guy off.
One foe down.
That didn't work out so well. Alright. First of all, fuck you particularly hard. Yeah, you're gonna actually have to do your job. There you go. That's how you give me a free kill game. I love it. I love it. Alright. For lucky, you might even kill him. No. Not that lucky, but good enough.
Are you okay?
You have to do better than that.
Well struck.
So, burning hands. Wizards aren't always fun to get up close to. Let that be a lesson. Let that be a lesson. Sometimes wizards can suck. And by that I mean they can suck the life out of you. It's like a thing sometimes. Just smack him with your frickin' mace. Yeah, like that. That's what I meant. Where are you? Oh. More reinforcements, huh? We really are going to have to send in more if we want to kill us. Not that that was an invitation, but...
didn't even fight back.
Shankity shank shank. Yeah, like that.
You have them now.
That was an interesting ambush, but ultimately uncreative. I'll take it.
Gromnir, thank Einar you're safe.
Yes, I am. Thanks to Joris and these adventurers, it seems. Thank you.
Now, old friend, go see Atima with Joris.
No, I'm fine.
I knew you'd say that. I am the Seynard, and you shall resume your duties. Only if our cleric says you're fit.
But...
No buts. I shall secure the keep and the valley till you're back.
We did rip out the root of the infiltration.
Find Lady Cataila's belongings and meet me in the throne room.
Strike true.
It's best that the only one of the two leaders was actually compromised. Assuming that we're not going to get like some 11th hour twist on us, of course. I'm not going to make too many assumptions here, but... I guess... Like more of these torches.
Let there be light.
Also, yeah. You can't open that, can you? Interesting. Let's go through here and check this. Huh. Alright. Alright. Okay, first of all...
We've dealt with this before.
Yeah, it's the same kind of puzzle. That looks like that's correct. That is not correct. Oh. But apparently... it did something regardless. I see, that was what was inscribed onto there, then. Which means we get the loots. How delightful. It's fine. A great axe is fine. It's fine. Alright, but first you turn that off. Also, the fact this was just sitting there the whole time and no one figured it out is actually a little obnoxious. It's kind of like... it's kind of BS. I don't believe it. Hello.
Tell us, Lady Catala, what did you find? A gem?
This is my spell book. I remember. A wand, a robe, some money, as well as a piece of paper.
What does it say?
I don't know. There is only one word written on the paper. Adrastian.
This is your spell book, isn't it?
Another place.
I'm not sure. I feel the pull coming back.
I guess we'll soon be on the road again, then.
More monsters to kill. Fantastic.
What about that door? Another secret from Imperial times?
I suspect that, yeah, we might want to check that out. Oh, sorry about that. A handy haversack. Oh, how delightful. And some more primed materials. Alright, let's explore this room. Oh.
A major gate. Captain Ironshell was right.
This dusty old room?
Yes, look at it. It's perfectly intact.
It is locked, though.
Well, how do we unlock it?
You need to use its name. It would normally be engraved nearby, but this was a private, secret gate.
So, we can't use it.
I know its name. This was my family's.
So?
Once you get me to my master, I'll give you the name.
I guess that's fair.
That is fair.
Teleport to Kerkiflin? That's fantastic.
I'm not sure the Synod would want to wait.
Then I'll give him the name. But you still need to stay with me.
She's tough, but at least she doesn't sound crazy anymore.
Watch your words, you... Never mind.
Ah, she's adjusting. Just, it's like... Okay, to be fair, you did sound completely nuts for a while there, but it looks like your brain's catching back up. That's good. That's good. We won't be so racist anymore. Wouldn't that be nice? The dwarves don't deserve your shit. Well, we dealt with that little incident. I think we're gonna call it here. I think that was good. I think this is a good place to stop. We found a major gate. We dealt with a Sorak infestation. Always good. Always good. When we come back, I think we're gonna keep looking for that silly little shield of hers. And yeah. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you saw here. And I will see you all next time. Thank you very much. Bye.